Betsy Bash, Dr. Betsy Bash, school psychologist here at Colorado Early Colleges Parker. I had a bachelor's degree, some master's degrees, and a doctorate. That's how I got here. I think my childhood was interesting. So I grew up in the Midwest. I had a brother and two parents. My parents are still together, and we lived like between Detroit and Toledo, and so that's where I grew up. And I grew up in a really interesting school. It was probably pretty normal public school, but we had like a lot of violence and a lot of drugs in my school. So I think I had kind of a unique experience when it came to that. I played sports in high school and college, and I don't know, I had fun. It went pretty well. It was also difficult too. Yeah, some of the most impactful experiences that I had in school were both positive and negative with teachers. So I had some incredible teachers that really challenged me and made me want to be better. They saw talent in me and really wanted to push me. And I had some really bad teachers that were mean and didn't see who I was. And I felt like they made me hate school. Like I didn't want to go to school because they were so bad. And I hope nothing bad happened to them, but I also definitely wonder what happened to them. Having some bad experiences with bad teachers and bad coaches, I definitely felt anxious. When I would go into a classroom and not know if I was going to get yelled at in class today, if I was going to get called stupid, that's like so anxiety provoking for me. Like when you go into a classroom and you have no idea what you're going to get, and I just wanted to fly under the radar and go to school and take my tests. I definitely didn't want to be yelled at. I think most people probably don't want to be yelled at. There was definitely a lot of anxiety and like not wanting to go to class or not even wanting to go to school because you don't know what's going to happen. My career journey has been really bumpy, so I definitely didn't know I was going to be a psychologist. That wasn't my plan. I thought I was going to be a lawyer. Along the way, I had a lot of really good experiences in college and grad school that really kind of set me on this path. I was also really, really sick throughout most of my grad school. So I was in and out of the hospital for 10 years, and that really impacted my ability to get through school in a timely manner. It also really shaped the way that I think about the way the brain works, the way the body works, and I also really know when people are like, anyone can do anything if you just try hard enough, and that's just not true. So I definitely try as hard as I can, and I still fail pretty brilliantly sometimes. 1,000%. Oh gosh. Especially so kind of like when I was talking earlier about high school and having really, some mean teachers. There's a lot of anxiety when you have no idea what your body is going to do from day to day, or if you're going to be able to like count on it to get out of bed in the morning. And then I definitely had professors in grad school who didn't understand what that was like. And so didn't understand, like, well, why are you in the hospital again? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, can't you just work harder? And not knowing myself about what I could or couldn't do was tough. It was definitely a really difficult thing that I had to sort through. I think it goes up and down. I'm definitely much better able to, I know what's going on in my body now. Like, the more you know, or knowing is half the battle, is really important. So knowing what to do and how to handle my own self is really good. I still definitely get anxious in new situations. In fact, just on Saturday, my partner and I got invited to go to this barbecue, but it was with people we didn't know, and then I have to go. But what happens if, like, they said they're going to take care of things and they don't want you to bring things, but I need to bring things, otherwise I won't have the right stuff, and then people are going to think that I'm weird because I have different things than they do, and then I'm going to feel weird because then they think I'm going to be weird, and then they're not going to want to hang out with me because they think I'm going to be weird, and then I'm not going to be myself. And so I just didn't go. So that's the way I kind of deal with it. And it'll get better, like, once I get to know them more and get to explain myself. But trying to do that at the very first is just like, you don't get it, because then people will say things that just are unhelpful, or they don't know, because they don't know my journey and they don't know what I've been through. And that is an impossible thing to be able to communicate when you first meet someone. I think when I was younger, I did not cope with it well. I didn't feel like I had anyone that I could really talk to about it, and I felt as though there wasn't anything I can do. I think I made a lot of really unhealthy choices. Whereas now I have awesome friends that I can go to. I have a great partner, and plus I know my body, and that it's okay to say I'm gonna stay at home today. Like, I can do that, and I can also do things that are good for me. Physical exercise is so important to me. Like, I really found that out. If I don't do that for a while, then definitely, like, my emotions definitely start to build up. Mm, I guess it would be like a specific and general thing, in that I really like the quote of, um, I think a lot of times people just shorten it and say be kind. But the full quote is like, be kind. Like, you never know what battle someone is fighting today. And that, like, we're all fighting a battle every day. They just look really different from each other. And if we can just be kind to one another, um, that is the best thing that we can do for ourselves. And the thing is it goes both ways for both adults. And, like, I fight a battle every day, and you may not see that, or you might not see just what it takes for me to just get to work every day. So I think that's what I would